everybody, and welcome back to A Beer a Day with TK. It's Monday evening here in Findlay, Ohio, and I'm getting ready to check out another new beer. The beer I have today is Yuengling's Hershey's Chocolate Porter. Now, as I mentioned before, I grew up in Pennsylvania, went to college in the mountains of PA, Kutztown, and Yuengling was kind of our go-to beer. For most of the time when I was drinking Yuengling, you really didn't have tons of options. You had the Porter, Black and Tan, Yuengling Lager, Yuengling Premium, Lord Chesterfield's Ale, and that was probably about it. I always liked their porter, and it was kind of a traditional kind of like dark roasted porter. It wasn't overly sweet, and I thought it was a good beer. You didn't really see it on shelves a whole lot. It wasn't immensely popular, but I always thought it was a solid beer. So I was kind of excited when I heard that two, I guess, central Pennsylvania legends teamed up, Hershey's Chocolate out of Hershey, PA, out by the Lancaster area, and then Yuengling, obviously, from Pottsville. So it's kind of interesting to see these two great tastes come together, if you will. Now, I remember the first time I heard that this hit the markets, I looked everywhere for this, and I could not find it. I think I wound up running into it on draft at a Ralphie's Sports Eatery somewhere. Kind of a weird place. They really don't have tons of beers, but every once in a while they do have a couple of decent ones, and I just randomly ran into this, I don't know, maybe a year or more ago. Haven't seen it since, but I was super excited. One of my buddies saved me one. I told you Ryan had provided the beers for the last couple of reviews. Ran into this and saved the bottle, so I'm thrilled to be able to check it out in the bottle, to see what it's like. If you're interested in this beer, one of the cool things about doing these videos is there's so many people out there that are doing videos, and the community is really cool. So I watch a lot of other people's videos, they watch my videos, and it's always fun to talk to them, especially about beers that you've both had, to kind of see how your review's different. Maybe you picked up some notes they didn't, you liked it, they didn't. It is what it is, man. This is subjective, right? It's tasting and figuring out what you like. So if you're interested in this beer, check out my man Hillbilly Select Reviews. He did some really artful stuff with it. Other than trying the beer on its own, he's made it into a Neapolitan beer. He's had it as an ice cream float, mixed it with peanut butter whiskey. So he's certainly gotten his money's worth out of the Hershey's Chocolate Porter. But if you're looking for some other, twists on just the Hershey's Porter, check him out. It's some pretty cool reviews. All right. So this one has pretty good ratings for Yuengling. Yuengling's kind of really divisive on here. It seems like a lot of people like it and a lot of people hate it. Some people come at you really hard. I don't think Yuengling's the best beer in the world, but if I was comparing this to other macros, I would take this over Bud or Miller or Coors any day of the week. And I know they're, I guess the discussion is, are they macro or are they still the largest microbrewery? And it's kind of strange, right? At some point you cease being a microbrewery and you become macro as their barrel production increases and as their distribution network increases to what will probably be nationwide pretty soon. They're going to jump the shark and become macro. That being said, I don't mind them. I tend to like them. I didn't like that mango one the other day, but other than that, I'd kind of dig Yuengling. For my glassware today, I'm going with my Yuengling Reading Phillies glass with John Kruk as a member of the Reading Phillies on it, my favorite baseball player. So let's give this one a shot. Ratings-wise, Untapped a 3.88, Beer Advocate a 3.86. The overall aggregate review was an 87, very good, which kind of surprised me for a Yuengling product. Also kind of interesting on this bottle, I noticed. If you see there, it says 21 plus to enjoy, and it says it up here on the neck as well. I haven't seen that on any other beers before, and the only thing that I can think is because it has the Hershey stuff on there. You don't want somebody accidentally buying this for their kid thinking it's some kind of chocolate milk or a non-alcoholic beverage, but I thought that was kind of interesting. Hadn't seen that previously. All right, let's give it a shot. The old twisty. All right. So the color, it's like a porter should be. Dark brown. If you hold it up to the light, you get a tiny bit of a, kind of cola look to it. The head, it's rather thin, probably about a finger's worth there, maybe about a half now. Doesn't seem to be dissipating, but it's not really, frothy or big, but it looks all right. Nose, pick up a little bit of roasted malt, maybe a little bit of chocolate. I'd expected it to be like a bigger chocolate smell. Like I said, the only time I ever had this was probably a year or more ago on draft, and I, honestly don't remember it that much. But you pick up a bit of a chocolate smell, but I expected maybe a little bit more of a chocolate bite there on the nose. All right, let's give it a shot. Cheers. Okay. First thing you pick up for a porter, it's a little bit on the light side. I'd say it's probably medium to medium light. You know, again, I didn't expect it. It's a Yuengling product. I didn't expect it to be super heavy or super dark. It's supposed to be a sweeter porter. And I think you kind of get what it's supposed to be. You pick up the roasty malt, and then you pick up the Hershey, what tastes kind of like Hershey syrup at the end. You don't really get it like initially, but then you kind of taste it afterwards. Yeah, I mean, initially you just kind of get the maltiness like you would in a regular old porter, and it kind of tastes like you pick up the chocolate. I think it works well with it. I think it's a nice combination. Makes it like a little bit more rich. If you've had the regular one, I'd say it's probably a little bit on the kind of like the dry side, where this makes it feel a little more rich and a little more creamy. But overall, I think it's a really nice beer. Yeah. Again, I mean, you know, you have two giants like Hershey's and Yuengling getting together. You know they'd have to turn out a fairly decent product. Again, I don't think it's the greatest beer I've ever had. If you're looking for, you know, craft porters that are really done well, I'm sure there's better ones out there. But you could do a lot worse than this. Like I said, for a brewery that's verging on macro, I think they, you know, took a little bit of a risk here, pairing up with Hershey's, doing something a little bit different, a little bit outside of their wheelhouse, like they did with the mango one. And I think this one lands. The mango one just wasn't for me. I didn't dig that mango flavor. Where with this, I do like the chocolate and the roasted malt. I think it comes together nice, and Yuengling did a pretty good job with this one. So, Yuengling Hershey's Chocolate Porter, you get a big thumbs up. I would drink another one of these. If you like the video, please give me a thumbs up. If you want to see more videos like this, please hit subscribe. And as always, if you have any comments or questions, jump in down below. If you've managed to try this, let me know what you think of it. Hey, until next time, cheers.